Hi, thanks so much for watching this video. Some of you have asked, how do you put on the RS Prop Masters Stormtrooper armor? And that's what this video is all about. The first thing you have to do is put on the Under Armour. RS Prop Masters comes in two pieces, pants and shirt, and I will not show you how to put those on. If you need help with that, that might be a different video. What I do is I put on the neck seal first. This is actually a separate piece. It's vinyl and it has some flaps that go in the front and the back with Velcro. I put that on first and then I put the shirt on. I don't like it on the outside of the shirt because once you get all the armor on, the vinyl seems to kind of flail out and just kind of stick out of your armor. And so I put it underneath the shirt so that it actually stays down and it looks great when you're out trooping. The next thing that you want to do is put on the nylon belt. This nylon belt is to help keep on your thigh armor. And so you just clip it on. It's easy little belt buckle that you put on. You follow that up by putting on your thigh pieces. It doesn't matter which one you put on first. Each thigh piece has an elastic loop in it. I've shortened mine up just a little bit because I'm 5'10", and they made it for someone I think that was closer to 6 foot. So you put on one, I always clip it just so that's not falling off. Put on your other thigh piece. Do the same thing with the belt. I take the extra piece of the nylon and I run it through the loop as well, just to keep it together. Now this next part you can do either way. Mine, because of what I've done, I've actually done some alterations to the Shin Armor to keep them down and not to pull out of the boot. How I put mine on is a little bit different, because what I've done inside of my shins is I've actually put an elastic strap. And this elastic strap, and I'll show you in this camera here, this elastic strap actually helps to hold the shin down while it's inside the boot. I was having a little bit of a challenge the first couple of times I put on this armor with keeping the top of the boots from just looking really bad, just sticking out over the top of the Shin Armor. And you can't be a stormtrooper, look tough, and look frumpy. And so what I did is I glued these in with E6000 glue to keep it in there temporarily. Ultimately, I think I'm going to do a snap system or whatever, but I put these in temporarily just to hold it down, and it works really great. I've done several troops that are multi-hour troops, and I haven't had any problem with the boots and the straps. So what I do is kind of put the shin and the boot on at the same time because of this strap, and you'll see why in a second. So what I do is I put my foot inside the shin like this. It opens in the back, so you can actually pull it a little bit free. So I put it on like this, slide it all the way down like this, and then I slide my foot into the boot, just like you can see there on camera too. And so once I put it on, then I pull the strap in the back. These boots have a strap back here, and I pull the strap up to pull the boot all the way on with the Shin Armor, and then just slide the shin, make sure it's on the outside right there. I'm going to turn around so you can see while I do this on this camera. There are several hooks back here, and what you have to do, and this is not easy, especially having the thigh armor on, but you grab the little cloth loop that's back here with the hook. Okay, so what you do is you just take it, and there's a little hole right back here that you just do the eyelet in. I'm going to do this one sideways so you can see this one. You just you make sure your boot strap is inside, and you take the hook and you put it right here into this hole right there, and you do the same for the top one. There's just 3 on the back. You repeat the same process for the other side. here so you can see it. There are some armor that uses a Velcro attachment in the back, and I really wonder if that would be easier for me to do, but this is authentic. This is the way it was for the troopers in the movie, and so if you want to do like they have for the troopers, this is the way you do it. Okay, so your legs are done, and you try to make sure that they're nice and squared up, and you're ready to go on to your upper ab, chest, and cod piece next. Now for me, when I'm trooping, I have inside here, and I'll show in a subsequent video, but I have a static burst generator and an amplifier to make myself sound just like a stormtrooper. And so what I have to do to start out is put on my microphone. Some guys have it built into their helmet, some guys have wireless systems. You can decide on that. This is one of the simplest and most economical ones to get. But basically you take the clamshell, just like it is here, and you slide right into it. You want to turn on your sound system before you do anything else. So now's when you would turn it on. It's nice to have it kind of marked where the best volume is for you, and then you can move on. What I do first is there are a couple of straps. There is a strap right here, and there's a button inside, and so I match those up typically first just to have something holding together while you're doing everything else. Make sure your pieces are all okay here. There's a shoulder strap right up here, and when you're trooping and going out to hospitals, etc., doing 501st events, there's guys to help you, so don't worry about this. You can do it by yourself for the most part. There's one snap I usually have someone help me with, but for the most part you can do this by yourself. There's another strap right here. It has a snap on it, and there's a snap, a mail-in snap on the inside right in here. And so you snap that one next, and that basically closes off your shoulder area right here. There is one thing that you can do, is there is a little elastic strap, and so I'm gonna thread this through that elastic strap, because in the end that's the fine touch finishing that gives you like Centurion level if you're part of the 501st white armor and all that. So I run it through because it helps you at the end do a nice finishing touch where the armor matches up toward the back here on the armor. So once you got that, then the cod piece, excuse me, but there's a strap down here underneath your cod piece and your booty that it's in the front, and you snap it to one of the two snaps in the back. I do the tighter one, the one farther back, and that holds the bottom together. Lastly, you have your belt. This can snap off for ease. I just leave it snapped on because there's no need to take it off. This is a separate piece that snaps on, but I leave it on because it makes it easier for this part. I don't have to snap it on by pushing inside and all that. This is your canvas belt, and it's got Velcro on each side. And so what you do is then you take this around, and as tight as you can, you try to get that as level as you can. Once again, this is a great thing. When I'm trooping, I always have someone check it to make sure it's level. You don't want it to be all offset and it not look perfect when you're out there. Give yourself a nice adjustment. Feels nice and solid. Now you're ready to go into the arms. With RS Prop Masters, they are all connected. It's basically elastic strapping that connects the inside of the shoulder belt to the bicep, and then there's a large strap that connects the bicep to your forearm. It's easy to tell right from left. This indentation right here goes for your left arm, and so you put this one on. The beginning of the challenging snaps is this one right here. You have to snap this to the underside of your fabric. It's like an elastic strap that's down here. And so that's the first of your challenging snaps. Okay, So that's good, this arm. Before I do the other arm, I usually will have my thermal detonator put on. And this is your thermal detonator. It has 2 clips right here on the back. And what you do is you just clip it on in the back, like so. If this is an important troop, make sure you have someone check it to make sure it's put on correctly. All right. Next is your right arm. Once again, put together the same way with the straps. This is the one I always need some help, because once you're here, it's very difficult to get over to this side. You can kind of go underneath. Other than that, if you don't want to scratch up or damage, crack possibly your armor, get someone to help you with this arm. It just makes it a lot easier, and you'll be out there trooping before you know it. Once you get your arms on, that's when I put my gloves on. These gloves here, I'll show you, they're just your normal rubber gloves. These ones here have the latex hand guards on it to make it as authentic to A New Hope episode 4 as possible. And so what I do is I just I put these on, and then it's pretty easy. You have plenty of space to just kind of work the ends of the gloves. The reason why I don't put these on first is because it's hard to do the snaps. In fact, I'll usually leave one glove off because to get the snap of my helmet, it's kind of hard with these gloves sometimes. My hands don't reach the ends of these fingers all the time, and so it'll double over and cause problems with me trying to get the helmet on. And last but not least is the helmet. And so the helmet has a couple of straps here. I have a fan system in there and some other stuff. But basically inside the helmet, it has the foam star in there, as you can see. And most people have to take the helmet. I usually take my microphone, put it in my mouth a little bit so that I can hang on to it so it doesn't get flown out. I put this in my mouth and then put on the helmet. Good to go. Then I put on my last glove. Work it into the arm. And you're all done. Ready to serve the Empire.